Hey, welcome. This is going to be a super quick introduction to getting Clojure running on your computer. Let's jump into it. I assume you have Brew installed, and if you don't, then you should go install it. It is online, and there are instructions to install it right here, and you can also install it on Windows if you're on Windows as well. And if you're on Linux, I'm just going to assume you already know how to use package managers. All right, let's get into it. We want to install Clojure, this thing, Leiningen. I'm not sure how to say that. I usually see it in text. And Java. Forgot the install. Run it. And I already have this installed, so I'm just going to tell it to stop. But these are, once these are installed, you will see, let's do a brew info Java. If you're on a Mac at least, and you install Java from here, you'll see this line. If you run the info, or you'll see this after installs, it'll print this information for you. And you need to run this command here to link it so that you'll notice that Mac has Java already installed. If you say which Java, it's there. But if you do this before that running that link command, macOS has no idea. So run that link command and then you actually have Java running. And you can make sure you do by just passing that version. All right, now we've got Clojure installed. Let's edit something. Let's go ahead and create a new project. We'll use this Leiningen thing for that. And you can make sure that you have it by saying which line. And you should have it now because you just installed it. And so you can say line, new, app, and then a directory name. We're just going to call it this, run it, and cd into there. And now you can see what's in this directory. It's created a bunch of files for us. And we want to go ahead and just do a git init, usual git stuff. Add everything. All right, now I've got a full project. Let's open it up in an editor. And I'm going to use VSCode for this. You can use any editor, but if you're unfamiliar with Clojure, I would highly recommend VSCode because there's a plugin for it that's going to make things much better. So I'm going to open up this directory. And this is pretty tiny. I want to resize that and make it a bit bigger. That's quite big. All right, I'm going to close out that information. So now let's go to, you can go to this core.clj file, and you'll see over here in the sidebar, it's under src, the name of your project, and then core.clj. Here's the main file. And we can actually run this on the command line already by going back to terminal and saying line run. And there we go. So you've run your first Clojure program, but Hello World is not a very interesting program. So let us just write a few quick things. We can come in here and write a function that does nothing really. Let's just have it return a string. There's going to be no space in there, but what if we don't know that? The thing about Clojure, since you're watching this video, I assume you don't know much about Clojure, is that you can evaluate things really easily. And to do that, so I want to be able to, in here in my editor, just call this function, new func, and I want to evaluate it. I want to be able to run it and see what the output is. So we're going to be missing a space in here, but it's easy to miss those things while you're programming. So I want to be able to see that right on the output. And to do that, we need to install a plugin. If we go to the plugins over here, this is VSCode. So go to this extensions tab and search for, it's right here at the top for me, search for Calva, and you should get this thing that's telling me I already have this installed. So it's saying, it probably updated, saying we need to restart. But anyways, install this thing. This thing is great because it gives you a lot of the benefits of developing Clojure right away. You can, of course, be very hardcore about it and install Emacs, or you could also use IntelliJ, since Clojure is built on top of the JVM. IntelliJ has a nice plugin called Cursive, but all that is a bit more involved, in my opinion, than simply installing this one package and running it. I'm going to go ahead and reload this and hope nothing breaks. Live demo. And once you have it installed, we can go to our file. You also see this. You saw this when I first opened up because I already have it installed. It's activated. It's doing something. It's ready to start. And so here we are in our file. What I want to do is I want to open up the Command-Shift-P menu, and I want to say, can search for jack in. This is the calva command to start a session, which will let you actually run your code. So I'm going to say hit enter. It's going to give you some options. I am also new to Clojure, which is why I'm making this video, so I have no idea what these options do. But it has worked just fine to ignore them. So just hit enter a few times. And when get started, you'll see that it says nREPL server started on this port on localhost, and that's all good. That's what we want. So it has started the REPL, and I'm going to close that out. And now I should be able to come in here and I can start evaluating things. You'll see they highlight when I evaluate them. And more importantly, when I evaluate this one, you'll see that it shows right here, it shows the exact string that that's going to return. And you see we're missing a space, so we can come in here and put a space in there and reevaluate, and now reevaluate this one, and you'll see we have that space. You'll also see it over here on the sidebar, and you can come in here and you can, do whatever you want. We can look up the docs, say for defen, and see what, if I can run it. Or not. I guess it does not want to run, so, oh well. Let's go back over here and continue. That works, that all works. All right, so that's pretty much it. You should be able to run commands over here, and it's not working for some reason, so either there's a bug or I'm missing some command that they have in here. Maybe it's doc, not dec, doc, str. So yeah, this is odd. It should be giving me output over here, but it's not. So, oh well. This is something you can look up, or you might not even be using VSCode, so it doesn't matter. The point is, you can evaluate your code right in the code itself. This is part of what makes Clojure so fun and interesting, is you get to evaluate code immediately. And most editors that you're going to use for Clojure have some sort of functionality like this, usually through a plugin. All right, that's all. You are all set up. And if you want to know more, just leave a comment and I will respond. Bye-bye.